Welcome back to the Get Sculpted podcast. I'm really excited for today's conversation because we're talking about something that shows up for a lot of women, especially when they are trying to get into a new fitness routine or they're getting back to the gym after being away for a while. What we're talking about is that buildup you feel before you even step foot inside the gym. It can come up when you're thinking about going, or maybe, oh God, it's happened before to me where you're sitting in your car trying to like will yourself to go inside.
Yes.
Your brain starts running this story, like what if I look like I don't know what I'm doing? What if everybody starts looking at me? What if I do this wrong? All of those thoughts are going through your head. And suddenly the gym feels like the last place on earth you want to be. And let's just say after all that thinking, you actually manage to get yourself inside. Often that feeling and that voice gets louder because you don't know like what to do, where to look, where to start, and you feel very vulnerable and exposed. And you sometimes feel like everyone else should be there, but you shouldn't. So what we're talking about today is gymtimidation. This is that fear of not belonging, not knowing what to do, being judged, and it can hit you before you walk in, but it can also spike in a very bad way once you get inside. So, it's this mix of comparison, uncertainty, and self-consciousness. And it can be awful. It can really be a consuming feeling. And I remember way back at the beginning of my journey, like way back, feeling that way. Did you girls ever feel that kind of like I don't belong in the gym on your
Yeah, and I think it can happen at different stages. Like when
yeah.
you even level up, I tried a new gym that's more of
Oh yeah, that's right.
uh,
Like an elite gym.
an
That's
elite
the
gym.
gym.
Yeah, and I walked in and I was feeling a little intimidated. I was like, "Ooh, this is an unfamiliar feeling. I haven't felt that in a long
Yeah.
time." And it
That's a
took me
good
a
point.
minute to acclimatize myself. So I think it can come back even if you're going to a new environment or you're moving cities and you've
That's
changed
a
gym
good point.
environments. Like it can come back if you've had it before.
Yeah. No, that's actually a good point because we tend to think it's like, when you start at the gym, but you're absolutely right. Anytime you feel that there's kind of like that gap between where you are and the people who are there are at. Has that ever happened to you?
I've seen it a lot with my clients. I haven't with
Okay.
myself because I
Okay.
actually, when I joined the first gym, it was me and my mom, and I joined it to walk on the treadmill. But I was
Yeah.
13 and I pretended to be 14 because you had needed to be 14. So
She had
I've
her
been
fake ID. I'm
She's
14.
like,
I can
I
work out
own
here.
the gym.
too. I think we got like some kind of discount, and it was
Oh my
my dad
God.
would drop us off, and I swear there was like shootings anyway, it was like a
Oh my
messed up
God.
gym. But anyway, I've been going since then, not always doing the right thing.
Okay.
So I feel like I have been comfortable, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
completely understand because my clients had
Yeah.
always
That's fair.
expressed this. Yeah.
That's fair. So that's the thing. I think what it is here, it's a confidence gap, right? And it makes sense, especially if you have spent years in diet culture. And a few episodes ago, we talked about, skinny talk and how we're kind of reliving a lot of those patterns and thoughts. So, this can show up. This absolutely is a real thing for a lot of women at all different ages and stages. And I think for a lot of women, 35, 40 plus, it also can feel like you're walking into a space that is performative, right? Where you're comparing
Hmm.
yourself to like the 20 somethings. You might even be comparing yourself to your younger self. And
Yeah.
so, you're looking for a place and a space where you feel safe and not judged. So it can be hard. So in this episode, we're going to break down why gym intimidation happens, what actually kills your confidence, and the plan that you can use to walk into the gym, even if you don't feel ready, because you absolutely should be there. So George, let's chat about like why it happens. Why does gym intimidation actually happen?
Yeah, ultimately it comes down to the fact that you're trying to not be embarrassed and
Mm.
you have some level of uncertainty and you don't have the evidence yet that you feel like you belong in that space. It's new and it's unfamiliar.
Mm-hmm.
So, you've mentioned a couple of them already, but like fear of being judged,
Yeah.
like maybe you don't know exactly what you're doing or your coach has introduced a new exercise to you and you're
Right.
like, I'm not sure how I'm setting it up. Maybe that's intimidating to you. Maybe you haven't used some of the machines before
Yeah.
or unfamiliar with like the layout of that gym and you're just like, oh, do I go there? Do I go there? Like I feel out of place,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And this is one I've definitely felt before from a body image perspective. You don't feel confident in this body,
Mm.
like in the skin you're in the moment. And so you feel like
That's a
maybe
good
there's
point.
extra eyes on you, or you don't fit in with the aesthetic that you're seeing around you in some
Yeah,
cases. And that can weigh on you a lot. Like I remember
for
when I
sure.
first started, and I still remember that very first day that I went to the gym and I was just like, I hate the clothes I'm wearing. It's the only
Oh,
black pair of leggings. I feel so gross. Like
yeah.
I just like, what am I doing here? Like everybody else is lifting heavier than me, and I'm over here doing this body weight exercise. Like what the heck?
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
sweating all over the place. Like all these other people look great, and I look disgusting. Like
Yeah.
that's
The narrative, yeah.
going through your head. And so, we want to really help you navigate through that, because the gym is supposed to be a place that everyone belongs, that everyone can go into, that everyone can feel safe to go in and move their bodies in a positive way. And so we want to reframe and help you understand that your brain is treating social judgment like it's a danger.
Right.
And it's trying to keep you safe and encouraging you to avoid the situation that you're ultimately trying to step into. And that feeling of uncertainty, it's like gasoline for anxiety. And it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where things are. I don't know if I belong there. I don't know how long I'm even going to be here. So do I even make an effort? And ultimately, you're not going to build that confidence by walking away. You need to step into it. You need to be able to face that gymtimidation and be like, not today. We're going in. We're going to do what we can do. And if it gets too overwhelming, you can always leave. But this is how, by repeating that behavior over and over and over again, that's how the safety of the space amplifies for you. And so I want you to take this reframe really to heart. Like, feeling out of place doesn't mean that you don't belong there. It means that you're new to the environment. And by returning time after time after time, that is how you are going to build the comfort that you need. And the goal is not actually zero anxiety. Like I said, I just went to this new elite gym and it came back for me. Yeah. And the goal is actually to do it even though the anxiety is present, and to learn how to sit in the discomfort of that.
It's feel the fear, do it anyway. It really is.
Exactly. So this is like your quick action steps if you are facing this yourself. Like, you want to name it. Okay.
Right.
Okay, this is gymtimidation I'm feeling. This is not my truth. This is not who I am. It doesn't mean I don't belong. This is just me being intimidated because it's uncertain. Yeah. You want to shrink the task that you're having to tackle, which is go in and do the workout. Okay. You're going to be thinking to yourself, I'm not here to be impressive. I'm not here to be the shining star of the gym. I don't need everybody to be looking at me being like, whoa, she's lifting so heavy. You're just here to tick the boxes of your plan. Yeah. Right?
You do you.
Like, you do you. And you are allowed to learn in public. Like, have that permission, have that mindset going in to be like, I don't have to be perfect. I can learn as I go. And actually, everybody else in the gym started in the exact same place.
That's right. Every expert was once a beginner.
Part. Yes.
Something came to mind. I never had gymtimidation, but you're right. Because when I have gone to the gym, sometimes I feel like, when you've never done an exercise before.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, it's going to take me a minute to set this up. Or I'm kind of reading the machine. In the back of my mind, I swear I've been like, oh my God, people are going to think I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm going to look weird. Or when you load the bar and then the weight won't move. And you're like, and I'm going to unload the bar.
And deload. It's exactly that. It's exactly that. And every single person, no matter how tenured they are in the gym, they were once walking in the doors for the first time. And so I love the saying that
true.
The hardest part, the heaviest weight you'll ever lift in the gym is the weight of the front door.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And so the moment you've opened that front door is the moment you've already done the hardest part. So once you're through, just get her done.
Just
So
keep doing it.
Mar, I want you to take us through some confidence killers here and how we're going to swap those out.
Yes, of course. So most of the insecurity that women feel around the gym comes down to two things. So it's often comparison, right? Where you feel like you're behind everyone else, or it's ambiguity where you feel totally lost and confused. So you touched on a few of these. But the good news is both of these things are figure outable. They're fixable. Yeah. You can work on both of these things. So in the work we do with women, we do see certain things that, let's call them confidence killers, that come up. And what we want to do right now is help you create awareness around them and help you reframe them. Okay. So the first one is comparing yourself. So as I already said, sometimes you walk in the gym and you see these 20 somethings and they're matching gym outfits and everybody's looking like they know what they are doing. Or you might compare yourself to what you feel you knew before, because maybe at one point you did feel you were an expert. So George, to your point about walking into a new space, you're in a new space now where you all of a sudden feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. So when you're in this comparison mode, you will tell yourself, your brain will do that thing where it's trying to keep you safe. So it's going to spin this narrative like you're slow, you're weak, you're behind, you're out of shape. All of those things are going to start flooding your mind. But the reality is you're in a different season of life than you were. You're in a different season of life than those 20 somethings, right?
Yeah.
But strength is built the same way at any age. So if you've listened to us, and if you haven't and you're new, welcome. But if you've been listening to us, you know that you need a strategic plan. You need progressive overload. You need recovery. So, the reframe here is that you're not behind. You're actually You're either rebuilding from experience or you're building this new phase for yourself. And you can come back even stronger. You actually, you know what perfect example is an episode we did with Tammy, my client Tammy. In her 60s, right? So with so many clients, just using Tammy as an example, we've seen this where women in their 40s, 50s, 60s are coming back stronger than ever. They're building this new version of themselves.
Absolutely.
So, you know, like don't let those 20 somethings and don't let that past version of yourself dictate what you feel you can do.
Right?
Right?
We tell
That's
ourselves
the
stories
first.
that people think that. But I will say that I truly do believe that most people in the gym actually, number one, don't really think about other people, but when they do, they think positive. Like if I ever came
Yeah,
across
that's a good
someone
point.
who was older, I think that's amazing. Right? Like if someone was training, whether
Totally.
they just started or they're still training, I'm incredibly impressed. I wouldn't think, oh, what's this 60,
I love that
70
too.
something year old? I'd be like,
Totally agree.
you know, it's like
Yeah.
that saying, I'd rather be the oldest person in the gym than the youngest in the nursing home.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And you know what? My therapist says this all the time. And I know sometimes it's hard to grapple with, but truthfully, if someone is being mean, rude, judging, they're not your people. They're not your people anyway.
It's
right?
their own insecurity.
That's
Exactly.
right.
They
That's
need to,
right.
no one doing better than you will ever be treating
I love that.
others like that. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so second confidence killer is the belief that you are weak or that you don't belong. But the gym is literally the place where you go to get stronger, right? No one is
Yeah.
born strong. No one is born
Came
knowing
out of the
how
womb
to,
ripped.
how to right. Or and we're not born knowing how to use a squat rack. Like, come on,
No.
right?
Yeah.
There's
It's a
there
skill.
is exactly. It is a skill that you are building, and so strength and knowledge is earned by putting in the reps physically, but also figuratively. So the reframe here is that you belong in the gym because you're showing up. You are learning, you are gaining strength. And that actually is something to celebrate, not something to feel bad about, right?
100%.
Third confidence killer is the feeling of not knowing how to use the equipment or being unfamiliar with the layout of the gym. And again, that's totally normal. Unfamiliarity is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But guess what? You're an adult. You're capable of learning new things. So the reframe here is you don't have to know everything. That's normal. You don't need to know every single thing about the gym, the workouts. Jordan, when you stepped foot in that gym, you didn't know where anything was.
No.
You just need to be familiar with your plan.
Yeah.
And most gyms will actually allow you to take a tour. So
That's what
you
I did.
can,
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
this, right? So you can get
Absolutely.
comfortable with the lay of the land before you even begin. There are things you can do. And the final confidence killer is worrying about form and that you're doing things properly. So, you know, like we just said, you're not expected to be an expert right away. Form improves through repetition and feedback. Okay?
And feedback.
But the reframe is that you are allowed to learn and make mistakes. That's actually how we learn. And I'm telling you this as a previous educator, like you have to sometimes make mistakes to actually be able to learn things in the best way. If you're ever unsure about form, and this is something we do because we want you to be training safely, this is where you can film yourself doing exercises, ask a coach, ask a trainer. In fact, this is one of the reasons why we pride ourselves on having an in-house movement specialist, Francesca, who helps our clients with their form.
Yeah.
So they're lifting safely, but also so they're lifting confidently. Okay. And the last big piece we want you to understand when it comes to gymtimidation is that the confidence you want to feel does not come before action. It comes because of action. So you need to take action first. And the easiest way to take action and kind of feel a little bit of relief is to have a plan. So if you're thinking, okay, like I get this, I need a plan, but I have no idea what should my plan be. There's so much coming at me at once. You're not alone. Many women come to us feeling this way. They want to strength train. They know it's important, but they're like, I don't know what to do. This is where we come in. So if you want someone to build a workout plan and tell you exactly what you need to do, exercises, sets, reps, all the things, we can coach you through it so you're not guessing. We have our applications open at getsculpted.ca/contact, and we get to take that uncertainty out for you so you can put your confidence back in the picture. So fill out the form and we'll help you have a plan that you can walk in the gym with. Now, T,
Absolutely.
take
Speaking
us
of that,
through, I was going to say, some practical strategies. So if someone's ready to start going to the gym, what can they do?
okay, so first of all, think about it like the first day at a new school, right? Like that's kind of what I think about. Or the first day at work. That gave me the scaries like nothing else. When I had
Yeah.
my first day at the job, I felt like I was going to crap my pants. Everyone's looking at me. I don't know what to do. But
I'm the new girl.
right? And a lot of that does come from the new environment, but it's also not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
So this
Yep.
is where like knowing what is coming is the best way to alleviate that anxiety,
I
right?
agree.
So, you know, the first thing is like you got to have a plan, right? Because I'm already getting the scaries for you if you come into a new environment and you don't have a plan. Because
Yeah.
right, like it's
Double whammy.
exactly. Like you want to know what you're doing when you get there, so that you can kind of think, okay, my
Focus.
first stop is this, second stop is this,
Yeah.
and like you said, you're going to do the gym tour, so you kind of have some idea. And it's all going to be okay. And if you need to take a second and walk around, nobody's judging you for like not knowing where something is. Ask someone. So you want to plan coming into it, right? Preferably from a coach if that's ideal. But at the bare minimum, you want like what am I doing on this day?
Yeah.
And you want to do that in every gym session. And then you want to kind of like know the areas, right? So like, every gym is going to kind of have the area where it's like the mats and you warm up. And that's a great way of just warming up your brain as well, right? Because when your body's physically warm, it's like your icebreaker to the gym. You're a little bit more loose, right? So then you know where everything is. And then while you're warming up, you can kind of look around and say like, okay, my first stop is the squat rack. And then also kind of having a plan B in your mind as well. That's really important, I will say. And this is something we help our clients with, but it's something you kind of learn over time. Like if the squat rack is busy, what do I do instead?
Right?
Exactly.
We don't want you to just skip that movement entirely. Maybe you come back to it, but maybe you need to substitute or whatever it may be. Also, like, you definitely have your tunes on. Like, don't forget your headphones for sure when you are new at the gym. Exactly. Like you want your own music, what makes you feel good. And even like if you want to listen to a podcast that uplifts you, I think that's a great idea.
Like this one.
What podcast?
Listen to this episode again and again. We got you. Our positive affirmations. Yeah. And then if mid-workout, like things happen, right? Like we've all been there. We're all ladies here. Like I've gotten to the gym before and gotten my period and actually had to go home and change. So
wow.
Bring extra clothes. That's actually a good point. Yeah, things like that. Things
Be
happen.
prepared,
Like
not
you spill your water and have to clean it up. Like, do you know how many times I've done that? Like over the years.
God.
Oh, same here.
And then, oh my God, I have to get the paper towel. It's okay. It happens, right?
Yep.
So it's okay. Just take a breath if that happens. If an emergency happens, your stomach gets upset, just moment by moment. That's it. It's happened to everybody, right? And this is a good little reset protocol. So you could just take in that deep breath, 4-second inhale and a 6-second exhale, very slowly. This is going to help for your nervous system to regulate in any stressful situation.
That's right.
You can just remind yourself, like, I'm learning and I'm focused. I'm here to grow. I'm not here to be perfect. I think that's a good affirmation. Just, always look at the next thing in front of you. You don't even, if it's too overwhelming to think of the whole entire workout, sometimes actually I get a little scared of my leg days. I'm like, I'm not going to look at the whole thing. I'm just going to, what's next? Oh,
one
another one.
exercise at a time.
God. Okay. And I know that, oh, thank God. I know when the Bulgarian split squats are done, I'm fine. So just one by one, right?
Yeah. Good point.
And just micro little like breaks, even like refilling your water, just kind of like wiping yourself with your sweat towel, that kind of thing. And then remember, like when this becomes like a systematic process, it becomes less emotional. That is always so comforting to me. It's like, all right, I'm going to log my reps, log my sets, log my rest, log my sets, reps, and my rest. I'm going to, film my form. And I'm going to increase my weight by this much from last week. Yeah. And this is kind of taking you out of like the feelings of it and more into the logic of it.
Yes,
Love
the
that.
zone. I love it.
Anything that you guys would add to that?
No, this is awesome. Like, just don't leave. Like, just keep going.
Absolutely. So, Mare, take us home. Like, what is the final notes for our listener here?
Yeah. So I do want to hold space though, because again, this is a real feeling. Our feelings are not always facts, but nonetheless, you might be feeling this gymtimidation, and it can feel very paralyzing at times. Yeah. So we want to hold space for you if you're feeling this way, but just remind yourself that your brain is spinning a narrative to keep you safe. But when you actually assess the situation, the danger is not there. In fact, if I'm looking at it honestly, the danger of you staying stuck and not taking care of yourself is far worse than stepping foot in that gym.
Absolutely.
Right? So your brain does fear the uncertainty and all of that, but it doesn't mean you don't belong. It means that you need structure and a plan, because that can be your anchor. And that's what we tell our clients as well. Your plan becomes your anchor that you can lean into. So don't think about it, like T said, one step at a time. Remind yourself you're not behind. You are not weak. You are not too old. You are there to build strength and confidence. And that is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself. So if you're ready for support and, creating that clear plan for you and having accountability so you're not doing it alone, this is what we want to help you with. We program workouts, of course. That's our zone of genius. We review form with our in-house movement specialist, Francesca, and we give you the structure you need. That way you can show up with confidence even if you're not ready yet. So if you want to get rid of this gymtimidation feeling and you're ready to build that strength, we've got some coaching spots opening up. You can always fill out an application at getsculpted.ca/contact. And we're going to help you walk into that gym like you belong, because you absolutely do belong.
%.
Yeah,
you got this, girl.
Let's go.
So we hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you for listening as always. And we will see you in the next episode, where we have a fabulous guest. Coach Jordana will be talking to our special guest. I don't want to tease it out too much yet, but
Can't wait.
you're
Stay
gonna want
tuned.
you're gonna want to tune into this one. It's a goodie. So we'll see you next week.
Bye bye.